Nothing about it is sad. Is it unfortunate? Okay. But it's not sad.
Look, I can bring it down. I can bring it
day.
down real quick here, man. All I think about is the kids. That's sad.
Fuck them kids.
Recording
End
in
of
progress.
Story.
In the
End
words
of
of
story.
in the
Sad.
words of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, fuck them kids. I say that to say he hasn't been in those kids' lives for most of their core memories.
That's
he hasn't
true.
been in Giselle's life for most of her core memories.
Also true.
What is really happening here? Now Giselle can go find her nice, Mario Lopez, somebody to do the tango with. Those little kids can find a nice stepdaddy, and Tom Brady can be who he always wants to be. The father that shows up to do the cool shit and then disappears on Sundays.
You know, somewhere out there, Pete Davidson is sitting on his toilet, scrolling through Twitter, and he sees the headline pop up: Tom Brady, Giselle Bundchen hire divorce lawyers. And out of nowhere, his music just starts playing. He finishes up and he just starts making a beeline straight for Giselle's house.
I thought you were going to say he sees the Kanye West photo of him with the White Lives Matter shirt at a recent concert.
No, that's a different topic, buddy. Different topic for a different day.
Wow. Guess King of Long Island isn't white enough to take consideration under that slogan.
But yeah,
Roll the
it's absolutely wild to me that Tom Brady would forego his wife and kids to win an NFC South.
Is it though? Like the notion that we're like, I'm pretty sure if you're a fan of sports, that means you're a fan of narratives, tropes that tend to be true in sports. And if you hold Tom Brady in such high esteem that in order for him to reach the pinnacle of whatever he reached, it takes an asinine amount of selfishness, how could any of this be surprising? How could any of this be unforeseen? And do you think Tom Brady really gives a fuck? He cares. He cares. He doesn't really care. I'm just saying. I'm asking
smashing tablets out there. I mean,
maybe he's a violent dude.
I mean, the thing is though, like we've known Tom Brady was a piece of shit. Like he had a child with his first wife and then left her for a supermodel. Like,
wait, he was married before?
Yeah, he's got a kid with a different person.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know.
He's got like a 15-year-old with his previous wife.
Damn, that boy.
Yeah, and so like we've already known that like this is not out of the question for Tom Brady for him to just like take the chance and upgrade. But my guy, at some point, you got to look in the mirror. You're 45 years old. Say you come back, and this year goes great. Next year, all of a sudden, you've got the same decision again. You're 46. Realistically, how long are you going to keep this up? Eventually, something's going to give. And when it does, you've got to look back at those decisions and be like, okay, did I give up my family in the prime of my career so I could focus on my career? You know, if he was like 30, 25, 35 even, 30, I will grant you 35, which is still unheard of. Yeah, okay. Like you've still got some prime left to go, buddy, but at 45, and I know I'm doing the thing, but like he can't have that long left of where he's actually good. It's tough to justify throwing away your family when you're at like the very, very tail end of the career.
I ask you this every day, about 1 o'clock, noon, you turn on your local television. Even if you have an antenna, you can see this stuff. And you'll see things like Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake still around? Ricky Lake. Eduardo. I don't know if that's one, but I feel like there's one.
I've never heard of Eduardo.
You can turn on all these shows and you'll see people who throw away families, husbands, wives, relationships with their children for a lot less.
That shit's fake though. Like Maury is fake. Jerry Springer is fake.
It ain't fake.
It is fake.
Is it any faker than football?
Yeah, it's a lot fucking faker than football. I have never once seen acting on Jerry Springer look any more real than what happened to Tua. Like you're telling me those are the
I was
same
about
thing?
to do it. I was about to do it. I was about to do that.
You're gonna tell me those are equal.
I was about to do it, but even I felt a little sad in that. All I'm saying is this. Tom Brady has never looked more different than he's ever looked in his life, right? He clearly has an infatuation making sure he physically is appealing to someone, right? Someone. Maybe he knew this was the route and he was just prepping himself for being a single bachelor. You heard it here first. Tom Brady wanted this. Tom Brady wanted this to happen. His plan was to be in Miami, being single, fucking all the women. But Giselle held on for a little bit longer. Listen, I don't feel sorry for her because I find it hard to feel sorry for the 1%. I'm sorry. In no way, shape, or form. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't think you are sorry, Bryan. I'll be honest. I don't think you're sorry.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize. I'm just saying, would you rather cry in the Benz or the Corolla? Like, I'm just saying, like, at some point, money has an overwhelming cascading ability to erase the things that normal people kind of get hurt by.
Okay, but you're doing the Kanye West thing. Win a Super Bowl and drive off in a Hyundai. Like that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, but he's not driving off in a Hyundai. He's driving off in any car that exists ever. Like, he isn't broke. That's the thing. Like, hell, she might have to pay his ass. Like, I don't know how he doesn't upgrade in this situation. Me, I would never do this because my family comes first. But I'm also not Tom Brady. I think in Tom Brady's kind of fucked up mind, this makes sense to him. And hey, if she can't see me for the greatness that I am, noodles.
For the greatness that he is, she's the more successful one of the two.
Yeah, she's not getting hit by 350-pound men. Like,
neither's Tom Brady.
If she is, maybe they wouldn't have this issue.
Oh my God.
Listen, Nathan, every time a quarterback takes a step back, his life can be altered in 2.1 seconds. Has Giselle even twisted an ankle on the runway? I'm not diminishing what it is that she does, but to treat it as if but to treat it as if they are equally dangerous and risky and just it's not, bro. It's call center work compared to being a firefighter.
Hold on.
Tom Brady's a firefighter. She's
Hold on. I am uncomfortable with the direction this conversation is trending. It's a job's importance and being great at your job does not, it is not a prerequisite for the job to be dangerous.
If you are the best fry flipper, wait, do you flip fries? If you're the best burger flipper ever, the best burger flipper ever, I mean, Guy Fieri comes to your McDonald's to see you flip burgers. Ooh. And you have the most success as a burger flipper ever. That doesn't hold the same weight as being the greatest football player ever. I'm not saying she's a burger flipper.
It sounds like that's what you're saying.
These are the worst takes you guys have ever put out here. All I want to know is how long do you think until the show starts discussing it? I'm going to say opening segment, Dan's talking about it, and he's probably looping it back into like, this is just one more aspect of like the Miami that couldn't happen. And you throw that in there. Somehow he's going to bring it up again that I can't believe this isn't a bigger story. And I'm going opening segment tomorrow. The show is going Tom Brady talk. Is this covered on Meadowlarkers? Are the Meadowlarkers going to talk about this?
I'll see that take and I'll take it one step further. The local hour will be named after something involving this scandal.
I'll raise you one more, Bryan. Billy's going to come in tomorrow having legally changed his name to one of them.
Why?
No, it's just doing the one-upping thing. I don't know. What else am I supposed to go? You hit me over the top with local hour. I can't go any sooner than that, so I had to raise the stakes.
I thought you were going to go, Dan's going to open it up with a monologue. I thought that's where you were going to go next.
Another written, yeah. Not only will it be the first segment, Dan will once again in back-to-back days be ripping the straight monologue. Come on, Ty.
Giselle's just pretty. Like, let's just stop acting like. Let's just stop acting. Let's just stop it. Like, can we? Oh my God, this is so much. It's so like I feel like a mean. It's so misogynistic.
Misogyny.
In the retrospect of their two tasks, to put food on the table for their children, one has to go through more dire circumstances than the other.
Okay, but
can we agree on that? Can we agree on that?
a fucking idiot then.
Can we agree on that?
Gisele Bundchen has to stand in front of cameras and she makes more money than he will ever make in his life. That makes Tom Brady a fucking idiot. Work smarter, not harder, my guy.
Gay porn makes way more money for men than men in straight porn. That doesn't mean everyone should walk around doing gay porn because it's more money and easier. Like that's not a proof of concept. Like, oh, just because she gets pictures taken. All I'm saying is for him to earn $1 and for her to earn $1, it takes a different amount of energy, risk, and effort.
Wow.
Roll the fucking music.
No,
I wanted to rip all the hair out of my head in that entire conversation.
I just stop. Like, why are we doing this? Like,
come
on. She's a model. What? She's a model.
One of the greatest of all time.
I don't even know what she looks like. I can't draw her from memory.
What difference does that make?
It matters. I could draw Tyra Banks from memory.
All right, what are you doing there?
I could draw.
Good job, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about what you can draw. Yeah.
Maybe we can do a segment. Bryan draws, YouTube exclusive.
Go play those little drums. I want you to play me a song.
Drums.
Yeah, behind you. You don't even know what's in your house?
Oh, that's my son's drums.
Nathan Brady over here.
I was all trying to look in Ty's tiny little camera. I'm like, does he have drums behind him?
Little camera.
Right. Nathan, we got to address something before we get into the show proper. You seem out of it today. You all right, buddy?
I just was not feeling that conversation is what was going on there. I was like, I'm sorry. It's just sad for me. I'm not going to laugh at like other people's misfortune here. Like, I think it's incredibly sad that, if it does end, like, man, so sad that Tom Brady decides to go back, like, one more year and like, sure, they're privileged. They got everything together. But at the end of the day, it's a family breaking apart. And for me, that's just sad. So I was that was my take on it.
Listen.
It's sad.
Listen, growing up seeing DCF rip families out of people's houses my whole life, I'm not moved by this. You're gonna find me very hard to feel sorry for these two rich ass folks. Even the kid, I'm sorry, I get it. There's kids involved. Hey, I get it. You can't choose what spoon you're born with. But and maybe I can't, that's why I'm not supposed to be a teacher. Like, I can't be a teacher because I would like, fuck you little kids. Like, I can't, like, y'all motherfuckers is bad. Like, so, but I recognize that and therefore I don't teach, So that's some self-awareness. And I also recognize that, like, fuck them. Like, not just because there's other shit going on. We're like, bro, North Korea just shot a missile over Japan.
Is that
look at me, Louise, over there?
Is that trending above or below the Tom Brady story? Because I don't even see it trending.
There it goes. I rest my case. Like, I mean, what the fuck?
I don't see the big deal. North Korea is like Justin Fields. They can't hit anything.
Oh,
like, who cares? Who cares?
Listen, we get hits in North Korea.
Check the
check the listeners.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're big in North Korea.
What the fuck are you talking about, Bryan?
Watch that tune change. Tone. Watch the tone change.
So what's the plan for today?
Oh, is this not the plan? Are we not? Is this not the
This
show?
is this is show here.
Is this not the show?
I thought this was a show. That's why I said play the fucking music twice, assuming both those moments you can just.
Oh, the cold open with the world has to hear that scathing take of yours, Bryan, one way or
yes.
another. They need to be introduced to that.
Listen.
So channeling the one Chris Cody, then I guess how's this going, eh?
I think it's going great.
Listen, I feel like everyone will have an opinion on it.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Mine is that it's sad, people. It's sad. I'm not gonna. I refuse to laugh at it. All right.
Every day.
Yeah, and it's.
I mean, my take from that is that
I was divorced. Maybe I'm jaded because I'm divorced.
Like, and I'm
maybe
sad
that's
for you, Bryan.
Like, no, because I became a better person and a happier person after it. Yes. So it's like,
I'm happy for you, Bryan.
Maybe Brady and Budchin will both find. First of all, I'm not feeling sorry for no one who can't even take the other person's name. Like, what kind of sham is that? She don't got Giselle Bundchen jerseys running around.
Misogyny.
Yeah, that is misogyny. But like, think about it. Any relationship where the wife is like, no, I'm not taking your last name. They already look at Kanye West, Kim and West. Think about it, right? Brad and Angelina Jolie, right? Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt, right? Brad Pitt and Salma Hayek, right? Think about it. Martin
You
Scorsese.
keep talking, you guys. Mike Ryan just dropped a super follower perimeter check update, so I'm gonna get in on that. But you keep talking. I'll be 1 year listening to Mike's perimeter update, and this is important. I get a notification. I look, I see. I'm looking at a video right now. Mike Ryan is clearly walking the perimeter, and boys, when Mike Ryan tweets a super follower thing and it's a perimeter check, you best know your boy is going to get on it. All right. So you keep talking, but I'm going to check out this perimeter check.
Report back.
I'm going to have to restart it though. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Report back what you're finding, sir.
I mean, I'll tell you very little because you guys don't super follow anymore.
I never did.
Go ahead. Continue.
The point of you super following is so that we don't have to.
You're an insider. You're a mole.
Yeah. Like play your part. In 2022, expected divorce rate to be at least 44.2%.
Not a perimeter check. It's a soccer goalie update.
Bryan, this is such a weird hill for you to die on, the pro-divorce. I'm not dying.
Angle. I'm not dying on. I don't want to die.
You are dying on the pro-divorce hill.
No, I'm not. I'm dying.
So
this is what I'm
strange.
dying on. This is what I'm dying on. I'm dying on pro-happiness. And the happiest thing that can happen for them little big-headed ass children is to have two parents that they could see happy. And if they can't see those parents happy because they're always fighting, or they never even see one of them because he's always running from left ends, or, getting ready for a delay a game when he's trying to tie a game up and then finding out that he actually could have got 5 seconds more and he actually didn't. Like running from laws and legalities and skirting the tail end of the rules and that ratify his league and his career choices. If it wasn't, they're not happy. So let them go. Let them go.
I think that's what Tom Brady needs to be saying to football, and he did the thing. He said goodbye, and by all reports, things were good until he just about faced.
The study found that on average, unhappily married adults who divorced were no happier than unhappily married adults who stayed married when rated on any of 12 separate measures of psychological well-being. Divorce did that stat.
This is fascinating
what you wanted
stuff,
to say, Bryan.
Guys, yeah.
Kind of trailed off there at the end.
I'm not someone who only brings up statistics when they don't fit his narrative. I'm not that kind of guy. This says that some people aren't generally happier. But I say this to say that as someone who's speaking from anecdotal evidence of myself, I became a happier person when I was able to live a life with the person that I felt completed me. And that wasn't the person that I was first married to.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
maybe
gonna put it
Tom
on the
is just
poll. Do you give a shit about Tom Brady and Giselle getting divorced? I'm putting it on the poll.
What up, fans? Hey, the Fan Le Batardians. Welcome to another episode of the Fan Le Batard. If you're listening, we were off on our main show episode last week because we brought to you the very first episode of season 2, God Bless Highlight, YouTube sensation of which has hundreds of views. And I would love to talk right now to our listeners who have stuck with us through thick and thin, the ones who have been married to this podcast, who have not abandoned it and have stayed strong. And we have felt your love. I'm talking to you directly, you know, all you big time fans, you know, we need you to grow the show. That's right. We are growing the show. We're doing tons of stuff. I'm going to come out and say it. We are the premier highlight content creator for Battle Court. Premier. No one out there is doing more than we are for highlight. So show us some love, podcast listeners. Have you checked us out on YouTube? Maybe you should check out what God Bless Highlight looks like. Maybe you should check out some of the highlights. That's JAI, Battle Court highlights that I have created of the Cesta Cyclones' first 3 wins. Maybe give a little like on those. Give a little comment. Go Clones. Go Cones. You know? Here's my challenge. We're sitting at 51 subscribers. Can we get that to 100? In month 10 of the year 2022, October? We're sitting at, I think, 83, 85 reviews for our podcast. Can we get that to 100? Can we make the 100 for 100 push in the month of October and get you, the fans, to review our podcast? Get that to 100 5-star reviews. Can we get 100 subscribers on YouTube? Hey, if we get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, you know what we get to do? We get to change our URL.
Whoa.
We get to have a custom URL. Right now, we got it to 50, baby. So you know what that means? I can take out my phone and I can go live on my phone. Not that I would, because I don't know if that'd be great content, but maybe, you know, if I'm getting gas at Costco and I feel the need to go live and show you how expensive the gas is and, you know, commiserate with you on that, maybe I will go live doing that, because now I can, because we have 50 subscribers and that's the bar that you need to do that. And we can do that. And now I hope you're excited about that we can go live from our phones. Oh, yes. And, you know, that's my son there shouting about something. He's excited too. So that's just my little moment.
And here's mine. I want to take this time to shout out the subreddit Free Le Batard Show. Seems to be a place of like-minded individuals who felt as if some of their opinions weren't welcomed on the main subreddit. Also, shout out to the main subreddit. I never had any hate for those guys. I just know there's some backdoor politics that go on there that kind of make coexisting weird, which is weird because it's an internet. Anywho, shout out to them. And I want to kick off this shout out to the Free Le Batard Show subreddit by reading a How I Would Fix the Show post by future Brock Lesnar. And I want to get your opinion on some of these thoughts, guys. We got 3 thoughts here. 3, count them.
So Brian, pause before you start. For the uninitiated who are unfamiliar with the Reddit to begin with, can you give a little backstory as to why there was a need for Free Le Batard Show to be created separate from the Dan Le Batard Show subreddit to begin with?
I'm glad that you brought that up, because not only can I give it a thorough breakdown, I can pass it off to a man who can give an even better one, and that's my man Ty. Ty, tell us why, in your words, in your eloquent, soft-spoken, like the shiggles that lay on your bed voice, tell us why the need for a free Le Batard Show subreddit.
That is a great way to say I have no idea why there's a new subreddit. Well done by you, Brian. All right, so essentially, for those of you who have followed the Le Batard Show on social media, followed the various members of the show on social media, you know that everyone has their own personalities on and off the show. Take one, Amin El Hassan, who on the show is kind of the town drunk, but an intelligent town drunk, one who can teach you basketball.
That's the role I play here on our show.
Yeah. Off the show, Amin is the town drunk who can teach you basketball and is just going to do degenerate things on twitter.com. And so that's what he did one day. He posted an unsavory GIF featuring Spider-Man shooting a web into a lady's face. The problem was the web that was being shot into the lady's face was actually a scene cut from a pornographic film, if you can paint that visual image. So the then moderator of the Le Batard subreddit, his name is Mark, he found it very offensive, and he thought it was unbecoming of someone of Amin's stature and position in a company like Meadowlark Media to be posting things like that. And he basically took it upon himself to, in a sense, speak for the show, speak for Meadowlark Media, saying like, this is not okay, you can't be doing this sort of thing. All but essentially saying he should have been suspended from the show for his Twitter interaction. And he and Amin went back and forth for a bit.
Or was he just asking the question?
Oh, was his third eye open?
Was he just asking the question?
I don't know.
Well,
a lot of people ask
In
questions.
a Dan move, although he is not Dan, but in a Dan move, he could have just been asking the question.
Who the fuck is Mark, though, to ask those questions?
He was the moderator of the Le Batard subreddit. And Bryan, the question that you just asked, a lot of other people on Twitter asked that, who the hell is this guy? You don't work for Meadowlark. You don't work for the show. Sit down and shut the fuck up. And that's what he did. He resigned as the moderator of that sub. And so some new mods have come into place. And the mods that are in place now, according to the Free Le Batard folks, which is the second subreddit that recently broke off from the main one, there is no place for criticism of the show in the main subreddit. That is the assertion of
Nailed it.
the. Say what?
I'm just nailed it. You got it. Keep going.
Thank you. That was the assertion of the Free Le Batard folks, that in the main subreddit, the mods were too heavy-handed. They would ban or suspend anyone who was, in their words, talking negatively about the show, criticizing the show, giving things that they should be doing better. I can say personally that when I have attempted to post things from this show onto that podcast, they are immediately downvoted.
Onto that subreddit.
Onto that subreddit, yes, thank you. Into the main subreddit, they are downvoted immediately. Now, get your third eye open, folks. Is it a coincidence that our content gets downvoted before it ever has a chance on the subreddit when multiple moderators from that subreddit are affiliated with Lauer After Hours, what some would say is a rival podcast? Interesting. And so all of that taken together, there was a group of show fans who felt like, no, the show is at a point where it needs some healthy criticism. People should be able to speak their minds about the show. This is a fan forum. So screw the mods. We're going to go make our own place where we can talk openly and freely about the show. And we can air our grievances. We can offer constructive criticism as we see fit. And so that is why there is now a new Le Batard subreddit. The kind of, I don't know, freedom fighters, if you will, probably in their minds. So that, Bryan, is the backstory. Now, continue.
Is this kind of like communism? Stick with me here.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. How is it like communism? Go ahead.
Thank you for sticking with me.
Yeah, I got you. Come on.
I'm glad you didn't
lay it on
me in this approach.
Because there's no potatoes anywhere. You can't get potatoes on Reddit.
A philosopher once said, communism in theory, in practicality, works. Communism and execution works. Except when you get into situations dealing with more than 100 people. Is this not just the general basis of all subreddits? As someone who has spent a lot of time on Reddit in my years, I've noticed in all the subreddits that are about a topic, regardless if it's Dallas Cowboys, PC gaming, football, once these subreddits get so large, the overwhelming percentage of people who fall into the sheeple category of I'm just here to dick eat. Urban Dictionary translation for dick eating is basically going along with whatever the main populace is and not pushing back on it.
Continue. Yep.
Learn something new every day.
Communism happens a lot. Yeah, go ahead. Continue. Still on the communism. Go ahead. Yep.
So in a smaller subreddit, you can welcome the open discourse between dissenting opinions. Because instead of it being 1,000 versus 1, it's maybe 10 versus 1 or 20 versus 2. And then there's the opportunity for back and forth, viewing of opinions and so forth and so forth. But once these people get power hungry and power drunk and they get bloodlust and they get kind of enamored with this idea that they love this thing that became their identity, they don't allow themselves to accept criticism on something because, in theory, that criticism is towards them. With all that being said, let's look at some of these suggestions. You guys down with that?
I mean,
I think it'd be a good way to pay homage to these dudes who welcomed us into this new subreddit, and they can kind of see what it is and what we do and how we give it up. Because if they can criticize a show, in theory, we can criticize their criticisms of the show, right?
Now, what about though? You said is it like communism, but what about like
back to communism? Why you always bring up?
What
the old
about?
shit?
Well, I'm just what about like? Have you considered like? Is it similar to like Titoism or maybe a little Prachanda path or pick another random thing off of this wiki thing here. Is it more like
no, I'm gonna stick with communism.
Trotskyism?
Which works.
Which branch of communism are we talking about? Just so I can be perfectly clear. Is it just Marxism or Marxism-Leninism? I've been to Bosnia. They're really big on Tito, right? The big difference between Titoism and Leninism. So we better get this right.
Why is he doing this to me, Ty?
What are the odds that we're discussing communism as I'm wearing
do you guys even know know about Tito? Do you know about Tito and the common type of communism he ran? Do you know about what he did?
Tito Ortiz?
Do you?
Tito.
Come on now.
This, you know what this is? This is not understanding David Sampson's comparison to the Hitler situation where he brought it up with Smetty. And just the fact that Hitler was mentioned was like, we're not going to listen to the point. We're just going to go, Hitler? No, this ain't. It wasn't. I was like, you're not going to devolve this conversation into communism, Nathan. Stop it. Put your pistol down. Relax. All right, so listen. Future Brock Lesnar.
So Titoism then.
Future Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. Future Brock Lesnar, shout to him. He dropped some ideas on ways that he thinks he could fix the show. And I kind of want to know if you guys feel if these ideas are good or not. Just give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Say it verbally if you guys agree. All right, first one.
But okay.
3 full shows.
We're a YouTube though. Go to our podcast listeners right now.
If you want to see our thumbs,
search the Dan Le Batard Show. It's gonna think that you did the Dan Le Batard Show but it'll be there. You just click. No, I did mean to do the Fan Le Batard Show, and then just subscribe, and then you don't even have to watch our stuff. But what you could do is, if before you go to bed, plug in your phone to charge. Then just go onto our YouTube page, maybe find the playlist of our full episodes. Just press play on that bad boy, pipe the volume down all the way, and just let it play throughout the night.
Isn't this how you got in trouble with the suies? Always trying to rig shit, fluff numbers. Like, relax.
Whoa.
Turn it off. All right. So number 1.
It's a YouTube exclusive. Everyone
future,
right now,
future Brock Lesnar
show your
suggests
thumbs.
That episode did really well on YouTube, by the way,
Three-
YouTube listeners.
Incentivize the people. Show us your thumbs.
three
Bryan, show us your thumb.
Maybe comment on this video right now. Like, if you think that my thumb is best, put it in the comments now.
Yeah, whose
your thumb looks
do
impressive.
you like the most?
Ty's
We're gonna
thumb
end up
looks
on
kind of
only
like a
thumbs.
toe, you guys. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Can
Ty's
I get to this
thumb
list,
looks
guys?
like a
Can I
toe.
please get to this
Wow.
list? All right, ready? 3 full shows per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No more metal lockers or because Miami clogging the show feeds. Okay. Move from 5 episodes a day to 2. Combine local hour and Big Suey.
Wait, did we even vote on? Was
I
that
thought you guys
one
were doing this when I was
suggestion?
rattling them off. Let's go.
We're
No,
supposed
you
to
gotta give us
talk
time.
for top.
To put up your thumb?
Yes.
Sorry,
Okay,
Brock.
all right,
Not
all right.
down with your first
All right, Brock,
suggestion.
let's
This
go.
sounds right now. I don't know how I feel about Brock. It sounds like he's someone who he has difficulty with change in his life.
Hopefully he's not a moderator.
Get over
All
it,
right.
Brock. The old
All
way
right.
of the ESPN things, you're gonna have to get used to this.
3 full shows per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Down. Thumbs down.
Wait, hold on. 3 full shows, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So 3 full shows 3 times a week.
Yes.
I'm confused. These multiples are
The
these
idea,
just
the idea is the
several-
2 days off would avoid burnout.
okay, 2 days off. No,
Okay.
I like
All
having
right.
a little something every day.
Number 2, move from 5 episodes a day to 2. So instead of splitting up, and I think a lot of this actually comes from not knowing how the sausage is made, because from us, we understand the importance of breaking a full-blown show down in segments.
I mean, we're podcast experts, and have you
Right.
seen what we're doing right now? We are experts. You can find us on the Instagram and whatnot. Yeah. But go ahead, continue. I was about to distract us on another social media discussion
3,
thing, but I'll save that for later.
Bring back classic bits and segments.
We
Such
didn't vote on
as-
number 2, Bryan.
What?
We didn't vote on number 2.
Just put your fucking thumb up. Yes or no?
It's a verbal medium as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. Move from 5 episodes a day to 2.
No.
Ditto. Bring back classics bits / segments such as the club. We know why the club in its entirety hasn't come back, but hard net workouts, even if they're fake. Fantasy football fiesta, naked Chris, life hack attack, Roy's top 10, King Roy exploring _ Billy's epic sound of the day, and others.
Yes.
Ooh.
I mean,
Now,
Epic Sound of the Day did make an appearance the other day, but
part of me is this
I don't
stuff
know.
is supposed to be classic, right? Like it's like I don't want to listen to Illmatic every day, but it's a classic, and I don't need to hear it every day to know it's a classic. And I almost appreciate it more when I don't hear it every day versus hearing it every day. So I think some of this stuff is getting replaced with new classic things, right? Like we wouldn't have Hubble Hubble if that time slot was filled up with Roy's top 10. Like there could be a chance that new growth can't happen if we're so stuck on old shit.
So in defense of the subreddit, I will say, from my perusing there, I think their argument and their response would be, Bryan, the classic stuff is classic because it felt more in line with the show. It carried on the flavor of the show. Some of the stuff that's replaced it, like Meadowlarkers, for example, doesn't really fit the essence of the show. And I think a lot of people are looking to go back to that time of where the show had some structure at ESPN. They had something to bump up against. There was a bad guy, so to speak. Now they don't have a bad guy. They really are a hero in a world without a villain.
Billy is the bad guy.
Everybody right now, raise your hand if you have talked to Dan Le Batard in person. Wow. Bryan, you've talked to Dan Le Batard. I've talked to Dan Le Batard
He's my
too. Yeah.
uncle.
He's your uncle?
Yeah.
Wow. What'd you guys talk about? Family
Matters.
Wow. He's really your uncle?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
In what way?
So, like, you know how, like, You know how like sometimes things like happen in a way that
In
kind
the
of
like
make people.
totally not real way, in
No,
that
no,
way,
no, 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 no,
Brian.
no. Like how Billy is like brothers-in-law with Jake Fromm, right?
So this is a Tony
But back
getting his
to
car
my
sliced by a
point here.
samurai sword.
Kind of, sort of, but yes.
Okay, so you've never talked to Dan. All right, good to know. Nathan, what was the point of bringing that up?
As someone who's talked to Dan in person, you know what he told me? He said, first, you're crazy. You're not supposed to do what you're supposed to do. I told him I listened to everything you guys do, and I listened to it at 2.5, 3 times speed. He said, you're crazy. It's not meant for that. He said, we make things that are not everything we make is for everybody. Find what you like and listen to what you like. That's what Dan told me when I talked to him at a highline match. Yeah. That's what Dan said. And you know what? I kept listening to everything. I kept listening to everything. But now, you know what, guys? You're going to have to mark this down. A couple months ago, I finally stopped listening to everything
Whoa.
Meadowlark does.
Fake ass.
What'd you give up?
What was the first
Couple
thing you
months
gave up?
ago. What was the first thing that I took off? The first thing that I took off, I guess technically would be Golic and Smetty because it wasn't Meadowlark. So I took that out because I've been listening to that and I was like, you know what? It's not officially Meadowlark. So I chopped that.
First
Let's see.
Meadowlarker.
So actually, you know,
thing.
that's the only one I haven't gone back and listened to. Now there's some where I haven't listened to every single episode since, but if I have the time, I do, since I subscribe to Le Batard and Friends, sometimes still play these episodes. But these were things where the majority of the time when I was listening to them, it was a 3, 3.5. And I was asking myself, what do I even remember from these things? If I'm listening to it like this, should I be listening to it still? So there's a couple other podcasts that I
You say all that to say what to Brock Lesnar?
Brock sounds like he doesn't like change and he wants things to go back to the way it is. And this is a new time. I think you gotta, as a fan, the thing that you always have to balance as a fan is things grow and change. And ultimately, as a fan, the show definitely thinks about and is connected with its fans, but they get to decide what to do, not the fan. We may want things like, you know, I think probably the segment that maybe fans love and want the most is King Roy's Realm, right? That was a really loved thing. That's not coming back. I don't think so. I don't think it's ever coming back.
I don't think Roy actually likes doing it.
Yeah. So,
that's the talk. That sucks.
you know, the show has to balance like things that they do and what fans want. And sometimes the show moves on, and that's that. Is the club ever going to come back? I don't know. Do I want it back? Sure. But do I recognize that the show is doing other things? Like, I love Tony's top 5. And let me tell you, friends, I am working right now on creating Nathan's highlight top 5, right? So be tuned in for that on maybe the next episode of God Bless Highlight. I don't know.
Well, you ruined me because we had a great transition and you spoke over me. And
Sorry.
I lost it. So allow me to bring it back. If y'all want to check out the rest of future Brock Lesnar's ideas on how to fix the show, go check them out at the subreddit Free Le Batard Show. And what our fans want is they want what we become synonymous with during football season. And you know what that is, Nathan?
What?
Rhymes with
Go on.
Grid of M.A.S, baby. Bring the wheel out, Nathan. Bring the wheel out.
Oh my goodness, it's been this long and we haven't even gotten to a
Bust the wheel out, Nathan.
Bryan, I love that you couldn't find a word that rhymed with moss.
Well, no, I'm a multisyllabic type of person, so it wouldn't be just rhyming with Moss, it'd be rhyming with Grid of as well. So it was like Grid of M.A.S, get those cars, take her bras, buy them Shaws.
Bryan, you are doing a tremendous Amin impersonation today.
How's this episode? Yeah, is this going good? Let us know in a comment on the YouTube. Hit subscribe.
In the Utah.
If you're in
That's
Utah,
the Mormon
let us
exclusive
know.
YouTube.
what
Utah.
national park is the best national park in Utah? And then go to our YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment, review our podcast, 5-star review. Tell us what our next episode should be about, you guys, huh?
It should be about how the hell NFL.com got the Cowboys ranked below the Titans, below the Rams, and below the Bucks in the power rankings. Like, that's just gross. Respect the record.
Was that power ranking done pre or before or after the news about Tom Brady's impending divorce? Because he's probably going to play a little worse.
This was published October 4th, 2022 at 8:45 a.m. by Dan Hansis.
Toting the Rock is back. Oh, hey,
Speaking
and in other
of-
news, speaking of the daily, sorry, Ty, nope, I'm bulldozing you right here.
Do it.
Your daily fantasy expert, cashing it. Finally cashed. Took me to week 4. Week 3, I didn't get to play because I didn't get in. Normally I wait because normally it doesn't fill, but it filled early. So I got in early and I got in and I cashed. And let me tell you, I was sweating it. 144th is where I got it. And I loaded up on the morning slate and I just barely got in, but your boy cashed. And now we're going to ride that wave and keep this going, fellas. We should
How much did you make?
How much did I? Well, it's a $3 buy-in. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Thanks, James. Yeah, that is a timer. But I made $2, ladies and gentlemen. Put in 3, got out 5. Because that's
scintillating stuff.
Yeah. Totally worth it there. But go ahead, Ty. You continue with what you're saying because it was
No, I was only going to talk about show merchandise. It's not important. Spin the wheel.
Bring it back.
Do you guys want me to share my screen here or just
yeah, we gotta see the wheel. Gotta know what's on.
Okay.
We trusted
And
you
the wheel
last
here.
time, and I think we can make an argument
You-
that
It's
God Bless
disabled. I
Highlight
can't share.
isn't the pirate ship show. So
Whoa,
technically, paying
whoa.
off a bet on God Bless Highlight shouldn't really count as paying off your bet. So
You got to enable sharing.
I mean,
But you're gonna. You guys
can
just
make
call
the
me into
argument. You
question.
can make the
I
argument.
eat my
Nope,
recycled
not.
toilet paper, which first prove
Not.
that I don't wipe my butt with that. Prove that I don't, and then I
Do it. Do it right
definitely
now.
paid my punishment.
Do it right now on camera. Show us.
I
your
don't
butthole.
want to. We've put in a lot of work, and I'm afraid YouTube is gonna give us big punishments if they come and they check out our
Big
videos and
punishments.
big punishments if they see me wiping my big booty.
Your
big
big
booty.
booty
Wow.
is Nathan
Yeah.
Dragon.
You
Let me
know,
find out
actually-
Nathan's Dragon.
You guys, I had a nickname in college. People used to call me Dishelle, and that was about my butt. So
Nathan,
Listen,
stand
right,
up right
if
now,
you-
please.
Ass on men, a highly under. Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Cheeks.
Okay.
Cheeks.
Where's my air horn? I can't play my air horn. My air horn is not working.
Dishelle. Sorry,
Okay.
maybe that was a little loud. That was what I was
All right.
called. You know,
Looking like a
some
regular
ladies
Iggy
took
Azalea.
notice.
There you go. That's so.
Anyway, did you make it so I can share, Ty? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness,
yeah.
what's
Long time ago.
going on here, though?
You were too
This
busy.
is not what I need.
Got distracted by your voluminous ass, Nathan.
Voluminous, not even voluptuous. Voluminous.
Voluptuous is not a word.
Voluptuous is a word.
Voluptuous is not a word.
Voluptuous is a word.
It is not a word.
It's curvaceous and sexually attractive, typically used of a woman,
Mm.
but it's 2022.
There's
Wow,
no way you're
this-
pronouncing that right then.
Voluptuous.
That's not how you said it.
That is how I
That's
said
not
it.
how you said it.
Ah.
Hey, here's something. Aaron Judge apparently hit a 60-second home run while
Nice.
we've
Shout
been
out to
recording
Billy.
this. And I don't give a shit.
Wow.
We're not going to
Should we
break
cut
into
in?
something
Should
else
we
with
cut in?
this stupid home run.
Should we
Here
cut
you
in?
go. Here's the cut in.
Oh my God, he did it! He did it! He did it! Yes!
Oh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another wait. You know what? Sorry.
Hold on. Before you get started, Ty, tell maybe our new listeners what the Grid of M.A.S is and quickly how it goes down.
Sure. So if you are new to the show, first off, welcome. The Grid of M.A.S is our version of the Grid of Death, essentially, except we're not attaching ourselves to football teams necessarily. We're attaching ourselves to members of the Le Batard Show. So the M.A.S, M-A-S, stands for Mutually Assured Shame, as Bryan likes to forget. So essentially what happens, we have our fake ass wheel, which Nathan spins. And just like the show, we can either choose to take the first shipping container person that we are given, or we can spin again. And then, because we usually record these before they've done their grid of death picks, we lost Nathan. I got flustered there when Nathan disappeared. So basically what happens is once we have seen their picks, we decide we can either hitch or fade. So we can either hitch ourselves to their pick and we think that their pick is going to ride or die, or we can fade them. We think that their pick is not going to win. And if you are wrong on your fade, you have to eat 3 squares of toilet paper. 3, count them. 1, 2, 3. And if you lose during the regular Grid of M.A.S, when you hitch yourself to a pick, you have to match to the best of your ability that member's punishment.
You're going to have to give me screen share again. So while Ty was filling, I don't know what he said or said, I just abandoned the meeting because your boy right here got a new computer and I had to enable Zoom or whatever to let me share. And then it's like, you won't be able to share until you quit. And so then I had to quit and just leave. I did it without telling Ty because I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt him. I've been interrupting people.
But what's the point of doing that if you interrupt him when you come back?
Sorry, bro.
And you interrupted me more when you just immediately left the Zoom. I got so flustered. I was like, what happened?
I don't know what the fill was like there. I mean,
not great.
You're a pro. How's this going, everybody?
Shout out to the first time listeners from Free Le Batard Show. I promise the show was better than this normally.
Listen, from what I can hear, this might be more of what they want. Maybe it's time to say, fuck this Le Batard Show and fuck with the fan Le Batard Show.
The club.
Okay. Well, we got the wheel up here. There was no Greg Cody this week, so we're not going to do our normal thing of like, I don't know, here Greg has. So congratulations, listeners,
every
right?
single week we've done this.
No, actually, we haven't. That's incorrect.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
We've talked about Greg every time.
No, I got Greg. We 2 of us got Greg last week.
No. Roll the tapes. YouTube and podcast listeners, please go back. Watch. So I know I said you didn't have to watch. You could just play it while you sleep. Somebody go back, watch our stuff, and prove Bryan wrong. I don't have the time because I'm cutting up all these. I'm cutting up all. I am cutting up all these highlights, and it is just a joy, you know.
Spin the wheel. Ty,
okay,
you're going first, Ty.
Here you
Nathan.
go, Ty.
Nathan, you go first.
Me first? Me? Should I go first?
Me though, right?
Wait, who was
Ty.
sick last week?
Me, yeah.
You go first, Ty.
Ty, you go
Sorry,
first.
Nathan,
Here you go.
you
You
go
ready? You ready? Here we go. Boom. You guys can hear that, right?
No, we can't hear it. It's okay.
What?
It's cool.
Spinning the wheel, and it.
Which means you probably got Roy.
I'm going to spin again.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna share again so we can get sound this time.
This is the YouTube
Nathan,
audience.
I was able to set up an entire live stream in 15 minutes while being drunk and
Whoa,
intoxicated.
dude, where's some
Look
talent?
at me, Louie.
And
wow,
you're having issues with sharing your screen on Zoom.
There is so much friendly fire happening this episode. This is
Ow,
unbelievable. The tension. I can feel
What
it all the way
is
down in my
happening?
plums.
Listen, you know what they say? Sometimes all things got to come together like butt cheeks.
okay, so you're
There's a
spinning.
lot of.
You're spinning again there, Ty. You're not taking Stu.
No, I don't want to spin again.
I'm gonna say
Stu is undefeated.
that's a mistake.
Now we got the on.
Now we got annoying.
Come on, wheel. Be good to me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, is it pay? You owe me money. Ha!
What is
What?
that?
We've never seen it. Hold on.
Pay
We've
the
never seen this
teachers.
before.
Yeah, you gotta pay me $5.
For what?
I don't make the rules here, guys.
Oh
It's
no
on the wheel.
no. It says
pay
pay the
the
teachers.
teachers.
Ty
Oh, so
has to
what's
pay
this gonna
a
mean then?
teacher $5. Ty,
Or
be
what
creative,
way?
Ty.
So it doesn't have to be Nathan because it doesn't say pay Nathan.
Nope.
It says pay the teacher. So I can pay
Yeah.
any teacher.
Nope.
And in a lot of ways, what is a father if not a teacher of a young child?
Oh my gosh.
How to exist in this world?
If
How to be a
you
good person? So I think I'm gonna pay myself $5 for all the things I am teaching my beautiful, caring, gracious daughter. And all right, I'll see y'all next week. Good spin. Good spin by me. Good spin.
Hold on, so
Good
what is the
spin.
tie for Shiggles?
Well, I don't know. We'll figure that out when we
But
get
how
there.
come
Oh
I
no,
don't
no,
have
no! That
one?
wasn't.
I
Look,
don't
look,
have one.
look, Brian.
Why don't I have one that has my
Brian.
name in it?
Okay, yeah, that can be a correction, right? You got to think of that's not Ty for Shiggles. That's TYFY Shiggles. Thank you for your Shiggles. If you land on that and you have it's either going to be like if you purchase Shiggles, you're safe, or it can be like, you know, because Shiggles does have that one baseball player. It can be like, what is it, Colin Sheets or something?
Yeah, something like
He has to
buy a
win.
Shiggles item.
He has to win the next game. You get Colin Sheets, or, you know, maybe he has to get a hit for you to be safe.
Well, it was after baseball season.
So
Well,
it
then we
rolls
gotta
over to
wait,
next
just
season.
like the show would have it. Yeah, we wait and we keep tabs on it. And the very first game that Colin Sheets, that's what that means. Thanks for making me explain that. Now,
You didn't think that the TY would be confused with one of our show members being
well, Brian,
Also working
so
for
it's
Shiggles.
TYFY. All you would do is you just see the tie and you would just stop. You know, as a teacher, I would say you're not fully decoding that word,
But
and you
it's
need
supposed
to
to be
look
an
at the
acronym,
whole
I'm
of it.
assuming, right? An acronym
Yeah.
is supposed to have some sort of decimal point between them, indicating it's an acronym.
TYFY,
So-
and then instead of the S, it's our spin on it because this is the Grid of M.A.S. where
Maybe
we do
you
our
don't deserve
thing.
more pay. Spin the wheel, Nathan.
Okay, fine. This is for you,
All right, so
Brian.
I'm safe.
This is
So
for
I'm
Brian.
safe this week.
You have to pay the teachers.
I already paid myself. I'm good.
But think about the content of you going to a school and buying teachers a couple.
Oh, look at that. We never get Greg.
Wow. Never once have we gotten Greg.
I'm keeping them. I'm keeping them.
Oh, wow, because he wasn't on the show. Unless they're going
I'm
to pick for him. Wow. What a garbage week this is.
Unless someone picks for them
Who made this wheel?
tomorrow.
All right, so this is you, Nathan.
Billy.
Yeah.
Jess.
Just Smetty.
You know, no one's ever rode with Jess. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Jess.
Nice.
See what it brings me.
Nice. This is
I stopped
appropriate.
listening to Golik and Smetty, so I can at least, you know, that was a tough one, guys. That was a tough one.
Misogyny.
Why
But
would
at
you
the-
listen to that show?
Because I support the show and I, you know,
No, you support. The
maybe I
shows.
should go back to subscribing it and, you know, do what I do. Just plug in my phone at night and I'll still give the podcast a play and it'll get its spins.
That's cute of you.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
That's cute of you.
But that was, yeah, I did chop it because I was like, you know what? It's not officially Meadowlark. So,
Understandable.
yeah. I did cut out DNF. That was another one.
Wow.
'Cause I was like, I don't watch F1. That's one of those sports where I was like, I want to
Same.
experience more of it, but I just don't have the time. I literally have not sat down and watched a football game in its entirety. Having two kids changes your life. And if I don't have time to watch an entire football game, I don't have time to watch F1. So cut that out.
in keeping with the theme of this episode, Nathan, I'm going to put you on blast here. I'm noticing a theme in both of the episodes that you've dropped so far. Both Smetty shows, man. You got some
Yeah.
explaining to do.
It was shows that one was in Meadowlark, and I don't watch DNF, so it's me just listening to a podcast where I don't really know much of what they talk about, but I listen to it because I enjoy listening to both of the hosts and
Nathan, let me
give
stop
their
you. Let me stop
opinions
you.
on
Let me stop
things.
you. Let me ask you a direct and pointed question.
Oh.
Why do you hate women?
Whoa. Why do you hate teachers and you have to make it up so you can pay yourself and not pay a
I
teacher?
am a
Ty?
teacher. You should have seen all the things I've taught my daughter how to do already.
See the
3
whataboutism?
months old.
Name
She
one.
is
See the
hitting
Name
the
one.
shit out of the toys that
Name
are dangling
one.
over her head.
Tell me one
She's
thing you
so-
taught your daughter to do
I
and
ju-
then film it
How
and
to be
prove to me that
coordinated,
you've taught it.
Nathan.
Prove it. I don't believe you.
You want to go wake up my daughter right now?
I don't believe you. Your daughter's not coordinated because you have not taught her that because you're not a teacher.
See the fallacy he went to? Didn't even answer your question, skipped right over it, and immediately shifted it back to you.
It's a garbage question.
He attacked
Typical
my
Carter.
Trash
credibility.
What
question.
trauma
It's
are
an
you dealing with,
Aaron
Nathan?
Rodgers level
What
question.
trauma are you dealing with?
I
And
ain't
Nathan,
got
let's
no
talk about you
trauma.
for Nathan. You have not been right this whole episode. Let's just say it. You have been a
I've been
sourpuss
great.
from the jump.
Hurt people hurt people.
Look, just because I
That's
don't
so
want to
true.
laugh at somebody's divorce. Sorry, fellas.
I think
Sorry,
that's
I
what
don't
it
want to.
is. I think you are just so broken up about Tom Brady and Giselle that it puts you in a mood. It puts you in a funk.
You seem to be sad about a divorce that doesn't matter to you because, in retrospect, it shouldn't matter to you. But you had no problem divorcing 2 of
That's
Smitty's
not any better.
podcasts. That's interesting.
Listen. Decisions had to be made. Okay. It wasn't easy. There may be
Where-
more on the chopping block, folks.
He looks
Where are
like
you
Dahmer.
going?
But
What are you
that's
He looks
doing?
like Dahmer, doesn't he?
I'm fixing my lighting here, fellas.
Don't fix the lighting.
At
I'm
this
pretty sure
point,
the
hey,
episode-
YouTube audience, podcast audience, go to our YouTube thing. If you could comment right now, what are your lighting tricks? Right now, I like to get a light right here into my face. I don't have that. It's not a great lighting scenario. So I was going with a little up on the blinds and the sun's going down. I'm on the West
Very
Coast.
harsh, very harsh.
It's starting to
very harsh.
get dark. So I'm going to fix this real quick.
Gotta get you some sheer curtains to diffuse
I'll also
that
say,
light, Nathan.
my lighting has notoriously been awful the entire
We gotta
time we've
get
done this
you
pod.
into 2022. Tom.
I have a package from Amazon arriving tomorrow
Talk to
that
me.
will significantly improve my lighting situation, hopefully moving forward. So
Yes,
look forward to that, YouTube audience, next
Yes.
week.
yes.
Wow.
Because I look around and I see high quality all around, and then it gets to you, and it's like shiggles.
Yeah.
Story of my life, man.
That's why our reels don't go viral.
I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
All right, so anyone else got anything, or can we cut this? Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.